Welcome to Impact Wrestling.
Not a bad show.
I will tell you this, was it a bad show? Nope. It was okay. It was a decently good show. And there were things in here that made my ass laugh. And that's been kind of in between for me lately. I haven't been able to laugh a lot. So a couple of things here made my ass laugh like crazy. But you will find out for yourself when you watch the show and get a good idea from my review. First thing we get is this first thing made my ass laugh. You see him in my face. I believe I've thrown in my face as I moved over there. I think, if less, I'm going to put it right here. But pretty much action, Mike Jackson and Trey for the exhibition time. Guys, look, I knew he was not going to win. Did I want him to win? Heck yes. Because not only would it be absolutely ridiculous for a 73-year-old wrestler
73 years old, no matter how popular he is,
to be with your lowest tier title, which is supposedly to be the mid-tier. This would show you how dumb Impact was, but also smart enough to at least go with what little fans they have. And I'm not taking anything away from any fans. I know a lot of people watch. I'm watching because I am still a fan of Impact. I still love Impact. That's the reason why for 13 years I've been doing these reviews. But if they had allowed Action Mike Jackson to win this, a 73-year-old gentleman, that would not look good for the mid-tier X Division title, because now they have the World, they have the X Division that supposedly originally was the lower tier, is now the mid-tier, and now the Digital Media Championship is now taking the place of the X Division. That's the way it is. If he had gone for the Digital Media Championship, that wouldn't hurt them too much. But the X Division, especially with Trey looking as good as he has been, that would have been wrong, even though I wanted it. Guys, understand. Taking away from the match, it wasn't bad. I mean, Mike can still work the ring. Yes, you saw how soft Trey was. He had to be as gentle as possible because Trey's style is not only very fast-paced, but it's very physical. And he held back to a certain extent. But you cannot say Mike can't take a little bit of a bump. That boy took some good bumps. He got thrown out the damn ring pretty hard. And he still got up and still did his business. So no matter what you say about Mike Jackson, even at 73, he's still in great shape for his age. And I'm not lying. I wanted him to win. You know what would have happened? I would have lost my shit on this review. And I would have promised you.
I haven't done this in a while.
Honestly, due to the fact of a lot of stress I've had for the last year. Because a lot was going on in the background while I was trying to make my videos. I'm not saying it now because it's not necessary. But I was going through a lot of problems because of several situations. And I didn't do any new intros. As you know, I haven't been doing them. I've been doing this, just uploading it. I would have made an intro for Action Mike Jackson. I ain't lying to you. I would have taken every clip I could find on YouTube of him, of everybody else, and he would have been the focal point of my intro for Impact Wrestling, and it would have been, I would have been laughing my ass off. I would have loved it, but I knew he wasn't going to win. But guess what? Now Trey, another challenge, is Crazy Steve. Because Crazy Steve, who got his ass wiped out, along with a little bit of Black Taurus, he decided to mark himself up and then spray paint Trey's trademark on himself. Not Trey on him on himself, because Trey was trying to find the spray can to spray Mike Jackson, but Crazy Steve stopped him. So we know that Crazy Steve is the next opponent for a Trey Miguel. I'm fine with that. To be honest, and I'm being honest here, I would have rather seen Black Taurus be champion. Yes, I know he's doing really great. And there's no lying about what Trey's been doing. And it would have been great to put him into the main title scene. Hell, when was the last time you saw Trey Miguel go up against Josh Alexander? That would be something they're going to have to go to eventually because we're running out of people. But still, I would have liked to see Black Taurus as champ and still see Crazy Steve as his handler, which he still is, but you know what I mean. Next, we got Kushida and Kevin I really thought I recognized Kevin Knight from somewhere. I might have seen him once before. But he basically went up against Skylar and Hunch. Let's make this very clear. Did you guys believe that Skylar and Hunch were going to win? Do they deserve to win? I'm not against Kushida. Like him. I don't know about this Kevin. Well, I really do believe I've seen Kevin before. But have I seen Kevin Knight before? I'm trying to remember. Because I used to see a lot of different promotions. Remember, guys, I didn't just focus on WWE and Impact Wrestling. I also used to do NWA. I did do a little bit of MLW a couple of times. I did reality of wrestling a lot before I quit because I couldn't stand how badly the production was. I did several of them. I even looked at the National Wrestling League, KC. So I don't know where I saw him. But I know I might have saw him somewhere, like MJF. MJF went to the National Wrestling League back in 2016 and 17. He was there. That was the first time I saw him. Not in when they were trying to build up to make AEW. Not when they did their first All Out or All In. I saw him in 2016 to 17 in the National Wrestling League along with Marty Bell. That was the first time I saw him. I don't know about anybody else, but that's when I saw him. And I knew, being as green as he was, he had potential for something. And you can even look and try and find it, even though it's not in a playlist. If you scroll down maybe about, 6 years, and you look for any of my National Wrestling League episodes, I will say MJF's name there, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. It is in there. But, getting to this, was this a good match? Yes, it was. But I didn't expect Hunch or Skylar to win. They need to do something with them. They need to make them feel important. Now, let's move on to the major places. Here's the second thing of the night. Breathe. Major players versus the Bullet Club. Nothing wrong with the match. It was fine. That was not the issue. Seeing Bullet Club win was not the thing that got me upset. Seeing that Bay and Ace won, I'm not surprised because they were in the Super Junior Tag Championships. They got a lot of prestige a bit. So they're not going to lose too quickly in Impact Wrestling. They got to at least book them pretty well because they were in the tournament from New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was what we needed. He's in my face. It's Joe Henley. He came out saying to a Matt Cardona, Matt, I heard that you want the title back. And understand, I respect you as the first internet champion. I respect you as the first mogul of pro wrestling to really make the internet important. But since we've been having a little bit of moose dancing, you've been feeling left out. I know you feel sad. I know you feel upset. I know you need a little bit of Joe Henley to cheer you up. And I know you want to have a little shot at the Digital Media Championship, so I'm going to give it to you. But before we have that, let's go to a little something I made up for you, a little song to make you feel better. You see Joe Henley with a mask of Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona. I do believe I got that shot. It's in my face. Look. You can forget about how the song was. It was all right. It was the end of that song where we heard, and very rarely do they ever mention a WWE wrestler who has not come to Impact. Very rarely. Understand, guys. Through the time of TNA into Impact Wrestling, yes, they'll mention WWE or WWF. But they very rarely mention wrestlers that are from there. Very rarely. That are from there that has never been in their company. And Edge has never generally come to Impact Wrestling or TNA. He's never done it. But they mention him. And Joe Henley in his song says, Matt, you are Edge's bitch. Now, mind you, this has not been done very rare, very much. It's very rare to mention someone like an Edge. Yeah, people will talk about Edge once in a while, very rarely in Impact, but to bring it in to a storyline to make it feel that important that not only Nat Cardona, but also Brian Myers as bitch number 2, and Nat Cardona's bitch number 1. They are Edge's bitches, and they will always be Edge's bitches. And not only did the fans start going crazy in Georgia, I thank the Georgian fans. I just wish
Impact Wrestling would finally show them.
if you got a packed arena, why you keep making it fucking dark? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Impact. Stop recording the fans in the dark. Make it at least bright enough we can see the entire place looks like it's packed. Stop it. But the point's not that. The point is that it made my ass laugh. And I do believe it'll make your ass laugh. It made the fans chant Edge's bitches. Or Edge's bitch. And it was lovely to see. I really do. I did enjoy it. I don't know if anyone else enjoyed it, but it made my ass laugh along with what was going on with Mike Jackson. I really wanted Mike to win. I wanted to make that intro with Mike as the X Division champion. If he had won and held the title, it would be the beginning of the video, the middle of the intro video, and the end. I would have stuck his ass in there everywhere, but that didn't happen. Let's move on. Now, let me say a couple of things here. Did I enjoy the Santino Marella segment with Dave as well as Bully Ray? Yeah. Bully getting mad because he didn't get into the Golden 6-shooter challenge. Well, Golden 6-shooter match, elimination match. And Santino was a little nervous. But understandable. It's Bully Ray. Fine. Great. I love Santino in his role. I love to be the current authority figure. But I will not do the Cobra. This will not happen. No more Cobra. Not unless it is with a woman in front of me. I go, mwah. Or don't go, mwah. That will be only for the women. That's Santino Marella. But the point is, I love him in this role. And the segment was good. I won't need to explain. You can see for yourself. They'll show highlights of it. But the point is, will we see the end of Bully Ray? No. We're going to see more about Tommy and Bully Ray. Do I want to see that? No. But they're going there. The question is going to be, what will be the stipulation eventually? It's going to have to be one that's going to end them permanently. It has to happen. I'm just saying. Now, Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz look like they're now going their separate ways. Do I believe that's going to happen? They may not 100% be separated yet, but it gives the feeling like they're going to. So that's good. Now the question is going to be, how are they going to book a Savannah Evans? There's a big question. Because Savannah, she's always been muscle for somebody. In this case, Tasha. Do I believe that she'll work fine by herself? I have no idea. It's going to count on how they're going to book her. Because remember, you can still be one of the worst wrestlers, but if they book you right, you can get over. And you can be one of the best wrestlers, but if they book you wrong, you will not get over, like what's going on with Marsha Slamovich. I don't need to say anything about what happened with Jordan Grace and Mickie James. I did see this segment, but it's not that point. It's going to be about Marsha. When that match comes, it's going to be about Marsha. Will she job again, or will they be stupid enough to just drop the title so quickly to a Marsha? You tell me below, but you get my point when it goes to a Savannah Evans. When it comes to Tasha Steelz, she'll be fine if they book her correctly. Now, we get the match of Death Dolls versus Gazelle Shaw and a hand-picked partner by a Santino Marella. And I didn't know who it was. And I'm glad I didn't know. I'm glad no one left me any information below in the comments. I don't like knowing. Guys, I don't do a lot of checking. Unless it's something important that's for the news. I rarely check to see ahead of time from the dirt sheets who's going to appear on Impact or WWE or AEW or MLW, or even if I was doing MLW reviews or NWA for that matter. I don't want to know. Just like JR, he doesn't want to know what's happening. It's more fun that way, and it helps you to create your own scenarios. So I didn't know who it was until I saw her. And I believe I got a shot of her. She's in my face, and that is Taya. Tara, not Taya. Why did I say Taya? Oh yes, that's the reason I said it. The reason I said Taya Valkyrie was because once Tara appeared, came out, Taya was like, I think I got a shot of her. She's also in my face. She was in shock. No, of course she knew she was in the back. Of course she did. She knew she was in the back. But the point is, she acted surprised in the ring. Now, I'm sure 100% that they probably have never really crossed paths much. And I'm sure Taya Valkyrie had to come up to Tara, gave that woman a big hug and kiss and said, I love you. You're one of the people that inspired me, because let's make it clear. When it comes to Victoria, Tara, she made her mark. She deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, no matter if she's only had one title reign or not. She's one of the few women that was ever remembered in WWF, WWE, TNA, and Impact, in Impact Wrestling, because she was still there just when they were transitioning to Impact Wrestling. She was just at the edge of them transitioning. So, this woman deserves all the accolades. I hope they put her into the Hall of Fame. If it's not WWE, I hope Impact puts her in there, because she deserves it. But as the match went, Gazelle didn't like her because she was taking way too much of her shine. She really wanted a partner that's going to make her shine. It ain't Tara. And she didn't like it. The moment that she got into that ring with Taya, they shook hands. Everybody was cheering for Tara. That is what made Shaw go off. And she rather stay in the ring and win the damn thing herself than ever tag at one point. This is the reason I had to stop. At one point, Tara was on the floor. She had been knocked back by Gazelle. And pretty much, Tara got sick of it. She jumps into the ring and she says, I'm your partner. I am working with you. We're supposed to work together. And Gazelle said, don't even look at me in my face. Well, not like that. I'm just saying, get out of my face. Get out of my ring. I don't need you. And I think it was Rosemary, who had popcorn, gave some to Jessica, gave some to Taya. Taya didn't even bother to get back up. She was laying on the mat, slumped over the ring rope, on the bottom ring rope, eating popcorn. I gotta say, I enjoyed that moment. It is not something you normally do in wrestling. You don't normally have wrestlers do an ad-lib in a sense like that. That instead of just doing what most wrestlers in WWE would do, if there's some type of dissension between the two, they would attack the one that they want and then attack the other one. Or the other one would jump out of the ring and simply let them do it. No. In this situation, matter if it's a woman or man, they decided not to go down that route, which I commend them. Taya's like this, eating popcorn, whatever she had in her hand. Pretty much she gets the widow's peak, and then Taya pins her. It's over. Well, at least it's over for the moment, because I want to say this. The match was fine, and now there's a good chance that Shaw will be facing a Tara from now on, if she's on the roster for a little while, probably a couple of months. But I do remember the Chris Van Vliet podcast talking with Victoria, and I do remember that she wanted to come back to wrestling. She did. I remember that's like about a year and a half ago. Because of the pandemic, she didn't do it, of course. But I remember, I think it was the end of 2021 going to 22, somewhere around 21 into 22. She said she wanted to go back into pro wrestling. She wanted to maybe go back to WWE, or maybe do a Royal Rumble or Impact. She didn't say if she was going to get it. She just said she was considering it. So maybe she's going to be back for a little while. And hopefully she will not throw up too badly. If you didn't see the podcast, she said she was always so nervous she literally would throw up before each match. That is stressful but dedicated. Not many people just go bleh a little while before the match happens and then go and do the rest. I hope her breath wasn't bad, but you get my point. Let's move on. Let's see here. What is left? I will say this. Do I believe that Steve Maclin deserves to finally be pushed? Yes. After the G and Josh interview, when he came out and talked about it, he really needs to be pushed. Honestly, he needs to. That's just me. You guys, comment below. Finally, the Golden Six Shooter elimination match, where pinfall submissions are legal, but also disqualifications illegal, but countouts are not legal. So you will not be counted out due to the fact of all of them being there. The first person got pinned was Rhino by Sammy. Now, when this started, I wasn't exactly sure who would really be the one that's going to win this. But I had an idea that since Sammy was being pushed away as being part of the design, and when it comes to Rich doing like the attacks and the matches he's been working with Josh, that it might be one of those two. That's what I truly thought, because I didn't think it was going to be Moose, because he's working with Joe Henley, along with the major players. I definitely didn't think it was going to be Chris Sabin. No. Due to the fact he's holding 2 titles right now, I don't think he can hold a third. He's not going to hold one, because they're not going to let Josh job that quickly. But I knew he wasn't going to do it, so I thought it was going to be between Sammy and Rich. And in the end, taking away from all the stuff that happened, particularly with the design coming out and demanding Callahan to destroy Rich, it became Rich Swan. Now, of course, after Rich won, he got his ass beat up. Then we had, who came out? Yuri Mura came out. Josh came out. Kaz came out to help fight the design and also to help Rich. Do I feel that was a good ending? Yeah. We'll be seeing them at No Surrender, I believe. Having this match between Rich and Josh Alexander. But do I believe there's going to be a good build going into it? I can't say. Right now, this particular episode of Impact was good. I can't tell you it wasn't. It was actually quite good. It was not boring. The camera work was decent. They had a couple of issues where they did zoom in and the person without a frame before they even begun to pull back. But audio seemed to be fine. The lighting's still a major issue for me personally, for the fans. Not the ring itself, not outside the ring. I want to see the fans. The Georgia fans allowed. Even though they are putting in cam pops and someone screaming, ah! That sound, it gets me angry. To know that the same voice that you hear in these arenas is the same voice you heard when it came to Hulk Hogan back 12 years ago when he appeared. That still pisses me off. I don't think they should pipe that in at all, but they're still doing it. But this was a good show. But this is just me, and I hope you enjoyed this Impact review. Please give a comment. Go. I wanted Matt Jackson to win so.
That's why I'm botching. I want him to win so bad.
I wanted to make that damn intro when he was the X Division champion, and I would have been laughing my ass off, and I would have enjoyed it. But that's just me. Peace.